So forest fire season has already started in Canada, and one of the things that you guys probably don't know about me is that we have actually been evacuated from this property twice in the last 4 years, including last summer. So I didn't post any footage around last summer. It was a pretty emotionally vulnerable time for me, and I just wasn't ready to like share myself on the internet like that. I do have some footage. Maybe I'll post some with videos later this summer. I don't know. But I wanted to make a series of videos sort of talking about forest fires and like emergency situations and all of that. So the first video that I wanted to make is going to address my go bag and sort of talk about what's in my go bag at various times of the year. So I have a go bag all year round, but during the off season, so in the winter, my go bag only really consists of my important documents and maybe like $100 worth of cash, and that's it. Because I've never been evacuated in the winter, there's generally no problems in the winter. Like, yeah, the power goes out, but like there's no forest fires barreling down the mountain, so it's fine. Then once we get a little bit closer to summer, then my go bag still has my important documents, but then will expand to maybe like $200 or $300 worth of cash. And cash is really important because in an emergency situation, like you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what services around you are going to be open. Like you just don't know. And then once we get put on either evacuation alert or there's like a forest fire in our area, you can check the forest fire maps, and we tend to do that kind of all the time. We also live in a small community. When you're out and about in the community, like people talk all the time, which is great. It's one of the things I like about living here. But people will like talk about forest fires, so you'll know if there's a forest fire in the area if you live, you know, in a community. So as soon as there's a forest fire in the area, or it just sort of gets closer to summertime, my go bag will then expand to start including like clothing and comfort items that I'm gonna need in an emergency. You know, like I will generally pack my Switch, maybe my DS, just like some like comforting home things that I'm going to need for when I am evacuated, because it's happened a couple times. For clothing, I do want to talk a little bit about clothing, because I think this is really important. A lot of people, when they're packing for an evacuation, they'll just kind of pack like their rags and their jammies or whatever, and that clothing is really important. But trust me when I say that when you are evacuated, you're going to want your nicer clothes, because when you are evacuated, you're already going to feel like just like out of sorts, because you know you're worried about your house, you're stressed about different things, and when you're in a strange place, like you're gonna want those days where you're going to want to look presentable. When you're evacuated, I mean, at least for me, like I don't work when I'm evacuated. Like I don't have a job when I'm evacuated, right? So there's nothing for me to do other than to just, you know, look nice. So you may as well put some of that time into like making you look and feel better. At least that's how I see it. So what I'll do is I'll actually rotate my good clothes into my go bag as well.